Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of 90 Day Fiance Season 7, Episode 1. I tried to do this about 20 minutes ago. And of course, when you want to do something quick, you can never do it. I need to go get my oil changed. And I was going to go to the place right up the street, Take 5. They got 25% off for rideshare drivers. So I was going to take my ass up there because I'm a Uber lady. And I'm reading the reviews. I went on Reddit and they was like, they trying to, swoon. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Scam you. And y'all, I need to change my oil. Um, my gerbil is sitting over there looking like she dead, but I know damn well she ain't dead. And I'm kind of annoyed right now because I, at the term, I wasn't playing The Sims. That's the thing about it. I was not playing The Sims. But The Sims decided to come on while I was doing this fucking, I wasn't doing it, but I was in the midst of talking. And I don't know if I'd have messed up my game because I turned it off. And I'm just, what's the word? Perturbed. That's the word. Okay, let's get this shitty ass show out the way. It's fucking boring. None of the couples seem like they're gonna make it, so I don't understand why we doing this. Anyway, let's get it started. So who we gonna talk about? Who is the least exciting? Oh yay, we get to meet a new person. His name is, what's his name? What is his name? Mike. He's 34 years old and he's tall, okay? He owns the family farm, but he ain't making no money off of it. There's a gnat in my fucking house because it took a lot for him to buy it. So he hopes to make it profitable, but as of right now, it's not. He lives with his uncle Bo, who has no teeth in the front. He was married before, but his wife left him for another woman. His wife left him for another woman. So as a result, he gained weight. He was up to like 340. And since then, he's lost 80 pounds. So his best friend met this lady from the Ukraine. And Svetlana, and they married, and he became the godmother of their child, and the godfather of their child, and then the godmother was her best friend. So they introduced them to one another. Her best friend's name is Natalie. So they started to talk, ended up falling in love. He went on over to Ukraine, met her. Then they went to Paris and he proposed, and now they're engaged. They did the K1 visa process, and they're in love and they love each other. He says that he loves it. She is an exciting lady. However, she's a vegetarian and she's religious. He is none of those things. Um, so we see him FaceTime her, and she's like, I know my mom is gonna be sad, but I'm telling her, that she'll have grandkids soon to make her feel better. So he like, nah, now of course he wants to have kids, but it wouldn't be 90 Day Fiance or Love After Lockup if you don't have a fucking secret that could ruin your relationship, right? He's in debt and he has not told Natalie about the debt. Why hasn't he told Natalie about the debt? Because it's a fucking TV show. I don't know if y'all can hear me too well. My mic is over there. He is very nervous to find out what she'll say when she finds out that he's in major debt. Because it went from debt to major debt. And I'm like, major debt? Okay. Anyway. So the next scene, she just got done with her visa interview. She Skypes him and tells him that the visa process will take a little bit longer, maybe about 6 months. She wants him to come out there. And for some reason, they already bought a ticket. And I'm like, what? That's like Avery buying a ticket for Omar to come to the United States. Y'all don't know what the hell is going on. The government you don't tell the government what to do. The government tell y'all what to do. What are y'all talking about? Anyway, she wants him to come because she's like, I'm going through a very trying time. I thought that I'd be there with you very soon, but I'm not. So I really want you to come and be with me. He's like, oh, I'm broke as hell. Well, he didn't say that to her, but he's like, I'm broke as hell, but I don't want her to be sad, so I'm going on over there. And I'm like, I mean, you know what? I do be making money. I do be making nothing out of something when it comes to like if I gotta pay a bill or something. But I don't know if I can make nothing out of something when it comes to me going over to Ukraine to see this woman who, I mean, I love her and everything, but I don't know if I'm making nothing out of something to go on over to Ukraine when I could just see you in 6 months, okay? I had to go see what was wrong with my gerbil, but wasn't nothing wrong with her. She was literally just asleep. She was out because she usually sleep in her little house, but she was just, sleeping by her food. So I was like, bitch, are you dead? But nah, she wasn't dead. So anyway, I'm sorry. I kept looking at her. And I was like, you ain't gonna die on my watch. Well, guess it technically would have been my watch. But anyway, we see, who do we see? Oh, Emily and Sasha. Y'all, when I tell you, Sasha done sat up here. I'm sorry. Emily done sat up here and got pregnant and her water broke. I know, okay? I don't know because I never had a kid. But I seen Karini giving birth, when they were showing her. I'm moving the camera. When they were showing her, and I was like, ooh, that looked like it is painful. Yeah. Emily, y'all. They gave her an epidural. Then after 5 hours, because Sasha had never been in the delivery room with any of his other children because they all spoke Russian, and it's not a thing that men do. But he had to be there since Emily doesn't speak Russian. So she got the epidural. Then 5 hours later, the doctor came in and said she was ready to push. She was pushing, and the baby was like, nah, I'm good, bro. And so they had to give her a C-section. She was over here like, ah. And I was like, nah, okay, nah. The baby came out. The baby at first was like, it's not funny, but it was kind of funny because the baby was just like, man, I'm fucking sick of this. Okay, it really, the way the baby came out, when they just took the baby out of her stomach, the baby was just like, why am I here? And the baby started crying because they put the baby face down. They was like, nigga, you gonna start crying sometimes. So come on. Baby started crying. Baby was perfectly healthy. She was perfectly healthy. I mean, except for the fact that she had to have her intestines taken out to get to a damn baby. But anyway, we ain't gonna talk about all that. Look, the baby was traumatized. She traumatized, and guess who else was traumatized? Me. Okay. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, that's their baby. The baby's name is David. Okay, so I'm going through this really quickly because I'm annoyed. Okay, so all comments that you have, please leave them below. All thoughts that you have, please leave them below. Yeah, just leave it all below. Link to my podcast is right here, and let's just move on. So, who are we gonna talk about now? We can talk about Michael and what's her name, Juliana. Now, I did not read the story. Okay, I did not read the story. I probably should have read the story before I came on here. But I seen on Soap Dirt just the headline, and you know what, y'all, fuck it. Okay, it's not like, damn it, where's Soap Dirt? Allegedly, this is on Soap Dirt. Juliana worked in a sweatshop as a child and later kidnapped, but it has a uh, question mark, so who knows. Um, Juliana states that she's been modeling for several years, yet some shocking truths about her past may be coming to light from a source at an organization dedicated to exposing modeling industry exploitation. According to the source, Juliana worked in a sweatshop at only 8 years old. Not only that, but she was reportedly kidnapped by her agency, allegedly. If true, this appears to have been an event of human trafficking, but is there any truth to this allegation? The organization exposes how the industry benefits a young model's expense. Back in January, they reported on Brazilian model Juliana before she was on 90 Day Fiance. Then later, a modeling agency kidnapped Juliana and sent her to model in China without speaking a word of English. The agency kidnapped her so that she would be forced to lose weight so that she would lose weight, then forced her to work 3 jobs a day for a month, yet the agency never paid Juliana a dime, which is essentially the definition of trafficking. This is all allegedly. That's number one. But Juliana did thank the organization that, released this information, thanking them for sharing her story. Okay. God, oh God, I hope that girl get everything that she needs. And I'm not talking about from this man. I'm talking about from his bank account, and then for her to live her life that she wants to lead. Lead. God, I can't talk. Anyway, Michael was on the phone or was talking to his lawyer, and he was like, they asked her about being a prostitute, and the lawyer is like, well, I mean, that's not really uncommon to ask, considering, there are certain triggers, like she's from a South American country, or because y'all are, you 41 and she 23, born in 1996, which I was born in 1995, and I'd probably eat the shell of crab legs, okay, before I went with Michael or anybody his age that don't look good, and I'm talking about good. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So, Juliana got her visa, and he's coming to pick her up in a damn limousine. So she gets there, and they're very happy. Juliana says that he is the best man in the world. And I was just looking, and I'm like, I know everybody on 90 Day Fiance wished that this is what they wish. This is what people in third world. Oh, you can't see my damn hand. Third world countries think of Americans. And you know what? They all should have got this. I know. I seen something on Twitter that was like, Larissa probably mad as hell right now. You know what? Larissa should be mad as hell, okay? Because she deserved that life, okay? She didn't deserve to be. I'm not gonna talk about Cole. So I'm gonna just move on. Anyway, so they are in the car. He gives her the necklace. She loves it. Um, they see the skyline of New York. They're on their way to Connecticut. He brings out a bottle of wine that was uh, curated in 1996, which is her birth year. And I'm like, y'all, can we stop? Stop. Because I don't know. I don't know. Me, if you said, hey, here's a wine from 1995. I'm like, so that I'm like young as hell. It's just weird to me. It was very weird. Anyway, so Juliana says in her confessional that she's been through a lot, but she's taking a risk and she has to try. This will help her career, help her family, help everything, being in America, not being with Michael. And she talks about how poor she was and how this was such a drastic change. And she just hopes that it all works out. I hope y'all relationship work out, but I hope that Juliana works out. Girl, keep your ass in America, stay here, do what you need to do, live your fucking life. That's what I hope for you. Okay? So they're on their way to the apartment to meet the kids. The apartment is fucking trashed. I know that they moving in like a week, but damn. Boxes all in the floor. Just everything is messed up. Okay. So she's like, well, the kids like me. He's like, yeah, they should like you. I mean, who knows? They may. Who knows? So they get there. And the girl, I don't know the kids' names, but the girl gives her a hug. The boy gives her a hug. They interview the kids. The kids say that she's very pretty, and their father is a very lucky man. And then they made her a cake. And then they said that they made her breakfast. They made her, oh, it was sweet. Okay, I don't even like kids, but it was sweet because the boy was like, I heard the avocados are a dessert. So they had avocados, they had fruit, they had sausage, they had eggs, they had cinnamon rolls. And it was just like, this is really sweet. It's really sweet. I don't know why it made my heart warm, but I was like, wow, it just seems like let's hope that they work. Okay, let's hope. But Michael says that the next step is meeting his ex-wife, and he knows his ex-wife well enough, and he knows Juliana well enough to know that they just ain't gonna sit down and all be a happy family. Okay, so I don't know what that means, Michael, but I know you better not fuck up this situation for Juliana, okay? Okay? Thanks. Okay. Who are we going to talk about? Let's talk about Anna and Marcel. They go to the park to discuss last night, as in every show, because literally every show is, hey, okay, so I'm talking to you. So, hey, I hate you and I don't want to be with you. Okay, so in the next scene, we go to the park and you say, why did you say that you hated me? You remember last night when you said you hated me? And I be like, yeah, and then you be like, but why? And then I be like, but I don't. And then we kiss and hug. And then we move on to the next scene where we shopping for wedding dresses. Because that's clearly how this stuff goes. Okay, it's clearly how it goes. My eyelashes are clumped, and it's kind of making me mad. Why are my eyelashes clumped together? Can somebody tell me why? Like, look at this. It look like I got one eyelash. And I got some eyelashes. Maybe I done took them all out. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. They go to the park to discuss last night. Um, she asked, how did you feel? She asked him, how did you feel last night when he said it didn't go good because you were crying? She says, do you know why I was crying? He's like, because we're losing one another. And I was like, you know what, Marcel? You may not know English. And you may not have meant to say losing, but you damn right, y'all are losing one another because y'all never really had one another because not this was not modified to work. Anna should have waited until her youngest son turned 18 and then moved to Turkey because I know you would have been 40 or 50 or whatever, but hey, it don't seem like y'all are gonna make it. So, she says, so what will you do if your family finds out about the kids? And he says that he doesn't know. And in his confessional, he says he doesn't want his family to find out because there are social circles in Turkey and they would shame him if they found out. And I guess he'd be blackballed from his family, whiteballed from his family. So she asks him, if they do find out, will you stay or will you go? He says he doesn't know. She says, will you ever tell your family about the kids? He says to her in 10 years. And she said, nigga, what? And then he said in the confessional, I'll tell them on their deathbed because, when you dying, you just be forgiven all the sins. Are we serious? I guess we are. Anyway, Anna says in the next 90 days, he has to deal with that situation or they possibly won't get married. So then in the next scene, we see the whole family. Of course, the boys know about Marcel not telling his family because the middle son was with him. I don't know why, when they went out to dinner. So the middle son was like, what did he say? The middle son says, when are we gonna go to Turkey? And he's like, probably in like 3 years. And Anna's like, stop all the bullshit. Just tell him the truth, okay? I think the older son asks him, what would happen if your family found out? He says, my family wouldn't talk to me. And, he wants them to be understanding. And the older son, or the middle son says, so you would get expelled from your family. Marcel says yes. The older son says, well, that's your damn fault. And I said, you right on that. Okay. These kids were not having it. And then when the little boy came and said, oh, so really, technically, you only care about our mother. You don't really care about us, right? Why do the person who live above me be stomping so damn hard? They be walking like clomping. Clomping? That's not a word. Clobbering. You know what the hell I'm trying to say. They be walking hard as hell and they be pissing me the hell off. But I'm glad we live on the bottom floor because anyway, that's not what we talking about. So so Marcel was like, no, I care about y'all. Well, he didn't say that. He said, no, I'm trying to make you happy. And Anna was like, who? And the older son was like, he trying to make you happy. And so the middle son was like, listen, let me ask you something, Anna. I'm talking to you. So if it comes down to choosing your kids or a man or this man, who you gonna choose? And she's like, of course I'm gonna choose y'all. And the middle son said, something about that makes me not believe you. Bro, when I tell you these kids, they weren't even reading her. They weren't reading her. They weren't reading him. It's like they came in and they just stared at him and said, huh? I'm, I'm sorry, what? Oh, I, I want to know the truth. Okay, no, you going to keep talking and it's all going to be lies. They really they held, ooh. And honestly, Anna, you doing entirely TW too much, okay? Too much. There is no way, shape, or form you should even be. Oh, and what did Marcel say? He said he wanted her to come to Turkey because where he lives is like the most beautiful place on earth. But she couldn't come because of the kids. And I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, but that's just me and my humble opinion. What do I know? So we see Robert and Annie. Bro, I didn't know that Robert was 41 years old and Annie is 30. I mean, you look at his face, you could tell that he's 41, but he just seemed like an old ass fart. Like Michael is 40, and I'm not. It's not even talking about the money, but it is a little bit talking about the money because Michael is 41 and Robert is 41, and you ain't even got a bed for your fucking son. So they had sex in the living room after Bryson went to sleep because where else was they gonna have sex? So today they're gonna go. They're gonna take Bryson to school. Then they're gonna go clothes shopping for Annie because Annie said something about her clothes. I can't remember what she said. She said something. Honestly, it's not that I can't remember. I didn't hear it. She said something about her father giving stuff to her father and to her sister, and I didn't care to rewind. Okay, it's a 2-hour show. Okay, it's a 2-hour show. If I don't hear something, I just don't hear it. So they're going shopping for clothes, and they go to a secondhand store. It's called Avalon Exchange Goodwill. Okay, but not Goodwill, mostly like Savers, and Savers is a really cool place. So they go in there, she looking at stuff, she like, all this stuff is ugly. She thought that when she be coming to America, she'd be getting fashionable clothes like Chanel and Gucci. We'll see. That's with Michael, not with Robert. So the saleswoman comes over there and says, hey, y'all need help with something? And Robert is like, no. And Annie is like, no. Like, what is this place? And the saleswoman is like, oh yeah, this is like, a used clothing store. And she said the clothes are used. And they zoomed in on Annie's face. Then they zoomed in on Robert's face. And then they zoomed in on the sales associate's face. And what I hate is that the sales associate stood there the whole time because she said, I'm going to know everything that y'all talking about. That's number one. She said, you took me to this used ass place. Y'all, I'm so sorry for the camera moving. But life is life, okay? You took me to this used ass place. Like, what's really good? So she goes outside. She like, I don't want to do this no more. Okay, I'm about to go. Um, Robert is shocked that she doesn't want any clothes. Um, she says, even though I'm poor, even back in the Dominican Republic, I wasn't getting no secondhand clothes. Well, girl, welcome to America. That's number one. And number two, them clothes are, don't do it. Okay, because a lot of the stuff that I bought has been from a secondhand store. Not a lot, but a lot of the stuff I bought them been from Forever 21. I ain't been shopping in them a good ass minute. A good minute. I bought like a whole bunch of clothes and then I just stopped shopping. But yeah, I used to go to the thrift store all the time, especially when I was working as a waitress, bro. On Monday they had 50% off. Me and my friend would go there. We would, can you say beautiful? Because I can't. Anyway, so later that night, they're going out to dinner. Robert is still a little bit taken aback by how she acted, at the thrift store. But they are gonna make the most of the night. They have a babysitter for Bryson, and I'm like, bro, you spending all this money. A babysitter must be your damn mama or sister or brother because nah. So Robert also said that, it's her first day here or second day here and they already arguing and they never argued on the phone. Okay. So they go to the restaurant and it made me want some tacos. Did I tell y'all about that place me and my friend went and those tacos was good as hell? I've been thinking about those tacos every day since we went, okay? And me and my husband may have to take a trip down the street to the taco place, okay? And I ain't gonna get a pina colada again. Pina colada was too much. I might just get me, no, that pina colada was okay. But I want some, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so she's looking at the menu. She's like, oh, it's a lot of seafood on this menu. We can have something like this for our wedding. And he's like, what? I ain't gonna be paying for all of that for a wedding. We can go to a buffet. And she's like, I ain't never been to no damn wedding like that. He like, do you want a wedding or do you want a ceremony? I didn't know that there was a difference, but he says the difference is a wedding is a big buku thing and a ceremony is a small intimate thing. Well, clearly she wants a wedding. She says it, clearly she wants both. She says that she wants a beach ceremony. He's like, okay, so what beach? And she's like, Miami. And he like, what? Miami? You think I'm made of money? No, but I thought you had a little bit of it. You did know that. Can I ask you a question? You knew that this lady was coming here. You knew that y'all was going to get married. You knew all of this stuff. So I'm confused. Anyway, he says we'll be getting married at the courthouse and then we're going to go out for bowling. And y'all, I was married at the courthouse, but let me tell you something. I would have got my ass up and walked out. Not only do I have to sleep in the bed with you and your damn son, not only the clothes ain't a thing, but if he conveyed something different on the phone to her, then I can understand why she has a problem. If you said that you was gonna give me some clothes and now you was gonna give me everything that I needed and now I'm not really getting the stuff that I need, I'm about to pack my ass up. I know it's been the second day, but guess what? I'm about to pack my ass up and go. So she's like, well, I want to go to Miami. And he's like, what the fuck? You keep talking about Miami. You never talked about Miami before. She like, chill out before I throw this drink in your face. He like, well, if you want to go to Miami, you going to go by yourself. And she like, okay, well, I want to go now. And he's like, oh, so you gonna ruin the night? She like, yeah, because you should apologize for taking me to that thrift store. Girl, get over it. It's a thrift store, okay? He ain't take you. You acted like, first of all, you acted like he took you to a place where they just got bins and you had to cycle through clothes and they smell. Girl, stop. Thrift stores are chic. Did you not know that? Anyway, so he says, I apologize for you being so inconsiderate. And then they get up and they leave, and she didn't drink all of her wine, which pissed me off because I'm not about to get no liquor out at no restaurant and not drink it. What the fuck? Anyway, so they're in the car, and she's mad because he promised her that he'd buy her nice things, but he has not. She says that she's mad, and he's like, well, since you mad, sleep on the couch. And she like, no, I'm not gonna sleep on the couch. You sleep on the couch. And he's like, no, I bought it, so you sleep on the couch. And then they get home, and he's like, I wanted to make the most of this night since, Bryson has a babysitter. And also, I mean, how y'all gonna have sex in that kid's bed? It just makes no sense. Anyway, so he gives her the lingerie. She likes the lingerie. She puts on the lingerie. Boom, boom, boom. Everything is good. He says he's glad that she likes the present, but this does bring up some red flags about how she's acting, and this is a side of her that he's never seen before. Well, I would assume in a day you don't really see many sides to a person. Last and least, we got Tanya and Sinjin. Okay, they laying in bed. Her friends are leaving today, which means it's gonna be another full day of friends. Sinjin is like, okay, but I'm ready to spend time with you. Then Tanya says in her confessional that, like, Sinjin is really like clingy and always want to be around me. But if I had to choose, I'd always choose my friends because they gonna always be there for me. They were here before you. They gonna be here if we don't make it. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, friends, great. Friends, how many of us have them? That's not the song. That's not the song. But y'all know what the fuck I'm saying. But anyway, I just really like, you can't really tell your partner, hey, my friend's gonna come first, fuck you. Okay, so what? Your friend or your husband breaks his leg and your friend break her leg, but you about to say, friend, I'll be right there, and this nigga on the floor saying, Tanya, you said my friend needs me. Come on, girl, come on. Come on. That's all I gotta say. So they go to this place called Beyond Sushi, and I'm trying to figure it out. I know it was like a vegetarian sushi place, but honestly, at this point, don't eat sushi because I want to become a pescatarian. Okay, I do. I did just eat some chicken today. And I only eat chicken, turkey, and fish. But I want to become a pescatarian. And I just really don't understand because I can't give up crab legs. I just really don't understand what is the point of going to a sushi place and getting whatever the hell that was. I don't even know what that was, bro. But it looked disgusting. Anyway, so all of them are there. Her, Sinjin, and the two friends. And the friend with the dimples, the pretty. Well, they both pretty, but the the one that I find prettier. That she asks, what does he want to do for work? He says, well, once I get my work visa, I can do bartending, and I want to try out firefighting, or maybe opera singing, or maybe become an actor. And I was like, opera singing? Bust a note right now, cause opera, don't those people be classically trained, or not even classically trained? I don't those be anyway. Um, so her friends are like, oh, well, maybe you need to narrow that down. Her friends say in the confessional that basically everyone in Tanya's life has said that Tanya don't play. Okay? Tanya ain't about all this rah rah boo boo shit. She needs you to be up and be out and be doing what you need to do. Okay? So her friends say basically he needs to mirror the same level of ambition that she has, or is she gonna get real cutthroat real quick. Okay, so um I think they start talking about kids, and Sinjin says that he wants to wait a while for kids. Damn it, did I miss this whole conversation? Okay, yeah. And he's like, I mean, I guess like 3 years or so. And Tanya's like, no, that's a lie. You said that you wanted to wait like 7 or 10 years. Now that's too much. Especially since y'all both 30, that's 40. And even though you can have a baby in your 40s, if you're not rich, then it probably won't go as well as it possibly can. Okay? Hello? 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 I'm sorry, is my face okay? So, um, Tanya says in her confessional that she wants to have kids young so she can have a cool relationship with them like her mother had. And I'm like, you're 30. That's over. Okay. My mama had me at what, 31, 32. So that's over with. Anyway, I mean, not her having a cool, but you know that, but who wants to have that? Who wants to have kids? Like young, like you mean like 15, 16, 17? So y'all grow up together? Girl, that ain't no fucking ideal situation. What you talking about? Anyway, so the friends say, he says that he doesn't want to have kids soon, but Tanya always gets her way, so we'll see. He says, I usually go with whatever Tanya wants to do, so we'll see. Tanya says, I mean, he's saying this right now, but I always get my way, so we'll see. It's always we'll see. So it's them. They go out to dinner alone to rehash this whole child situation. Sinjin says that as of right now, he doesn't know if he wants a child because he just goes with the wind. Not fabulous, but he just goes with the wind. And he says a lot of stuff goes along with having a child, and you can't just be up and having a baby, and we want to travel, we want to do this. You can't do that with a baby on your hip. Tanya takes it in a lady way that he was trying to say that you can't have a child and do all of this stuff. No, he was telling you if we want to travel, it's one thing, me and you traveling, exploring our relationship, exploring our love, doing all of that. And then it's another thing if we got a 6 and a 7 and an 8 and a 9-year-old coming along with us because, like, what are you talking about? Like, she just annoyed me. Then she says, look, I know what I want, and I'm shooting for the stars, and I'll make it on the moon. And sometimes I have my life planned out, and sometimes you have to do things, to get to where you want, and sometimes those things are stuff that you don't like working a job that you don't like. And she's like, I know how many jobs you quit because you don't like them. And he like, yeah, I mean, it irks my spirit to work in a job that doesn't excite me, that I hate. And I agree with him. Okay, I know I shouldn't be quitting jobs like I do, but after a while, it's like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't give a fuck about me. Why should I care about you? Anyway, so she's like, well, look, I was supposed to have a child by 30. I was going to go get a sperm donor, but then I met you, so I'm basically putting off kids to have you. So I'm gonna have kids with you or without you, regardless. So he's like, look, it just seems like you already wrote the story, you already did whatever you needed to do, and I'm just a character in the story. He's like, I'm cool with going along with things as far as like, if you want to go someplace, if you want to do something, but when it comes to me having a baby, I'm not about to go along with whatever you want to do. So she says the kids feel like something that she's meant to do. It needs to happen, that she doesn't feel complete if she doesn't have a kid. He says that, he doesn't believe in scheduling life. Life just happens. How can you think about something happening 10 years from now when life is crazy and you could die tomorrow? That's absolutely true. So he says that if they clash too much in what they want, then they'll have to split up. She says that she takes his opinion into consideration, but, and she cares, but, she does have her life planned out. Y'all, I've been talking for 40 minutes. I'm fucking done. Um, if y'all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Everything else you need to know about me will be down below. My name is Brielle. I make beats. I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. I'm sorry. I'm just really tired. I've been really talking for 40 fucking minutes. And it's like, for what? So, bye.